Narrow part of the course there, and it makes the fence a lot bigger. There is the ditch, and it's certainly not very advisable to land up in there. We have a further show betting for you.
6-1 those joint favourites, Hot Tomato and Magic Tip. Grand Cru is 7-1, so is Selby 7-1 from 8-1. Stone Park 8-1, Blackwater Bridge has gone out to 9s, Mr. Miles Bridge 10-1, Tough Nut Prince 12s, and Castle Arch is 16-1. Cabot
coming back to form, and he won't mind this ground. Selby is also drifting a point to 8-1 from 7s. Down at the start, this is 2 miles 6 furlongs of course. They jump 3 fences and then go out in the country for a complete circuit. The third fence they jump is the Chair. This is the most formidable fence on the course. It's on the right of the picture there in the foreground, and as you can see that there is plenty of room for loose horses to get out on either side, although there shouldn't be too many loose horses at this stage for this race. We have a further show betting for you.
Hot Tomato and Magic Tip 6-1, Grand Cru 7-1, Selby and Stone Park 8-1, Blackwater Bridge drifted right out to 10-1 with Mr. Miles Bridge, Tough Nut Prince 12s, Castle Arch 16-1, Cabot 20-1, Blackwater Bridge has just gone 9-1 again. It's 25-1 by these.
And there on the left, standing still, number 5, walking forwards now, Mr. Malesbridge, and this is one that will really stretch them out because he's a front runner, trained by David Gandolfo, who's bought a new trilby especially for today in case he goes into the winner's enclosure, and this one ridden by Paul Barton. But he always goes off at a terrific rate of knots, and I wouldn't think that Paul could steady him if he wanted to, because that's his...
In the National, jumped once only, then they'll come out and across the Melling Road, and we'll go down to join them with John Hanmer when they do. Selby 8-1, and they're off and running to the first of the 18 fences. The grey towards the left of the picture, Mr. Watt towards the Mr. Malesbridge leading them though in the centre, just towards the right Selby. As they come to the first, Stone Park, and Selby's gone and brought down Stone Park. Selby has gone, has brought down Stone Park very clearly at the first, and now coming to the second. And as they do so, Mr. Malesbridge, one of the leaders from Brown Barman and Captain Parkhill, and also well up, and a fall of their Game Laddie. Game Laddie has gone at the second. So 15 left in it now, and coming to the Chair. And as they come to it, it's Castle Arch and Mr. Malesbridge from Brown Barman. Just in behind them come Cabot over on the far side, Magic Tip at the Chair. Mr. Malesbridge lands in the lead, makes a bad mistake there, but gets away with it. And they're all safely over the Chair. Mistake there by Grand Cru in rear, and coming down to the water now, and it's Castle Arch and Mr. Malesbridge together. From Captain Parkhill on the near side, then Magic Tip, and then Brown Barman. Then Cabot on the inside, and Daviett, and behind them a mistake there by the grey in rear, Willie Watt. And as they go out into the country, 15 runners only. Mr. Malesbridge from Castle Arch in second. Magic Tip is third. Cabot on the inside is 4, with on the outside Brown Barman. Just in behind Brown Barman is Tough Nut Prince, and behind Tough Nut Prince is Blackwater Bridge. Willie Watt is the back marker, and as they cross the Melling Road, we join them with John Hanmer.
And Mr. Malesbridge is in the lead from Castle Arch and Magic Tip, then Daviett and Captain Parkhill and Brown Barman towards the outside. Cabot well up there towards the inner, and they're just about at the 5th now, and Mr. Malesbridge on the inside lands just in the lead from Castle Arch and Magic Tip, then Brown Barman, then Captain Parkhill, Royal Cacador on the outside, and then comes this way, and they're at the 6th. And that time Daviett touched down just in the lead, and Grand Cru fell towards the rear of the field. The next fence is an open ditch. Mr. Malesbridge on the inside from Castle Arch, Magic Tip and Daviett, and Mr. Malesbridge landed in front. The faller there was Magic Tip, and Willie Watts refused, and Mr. Malesbridge leads as we join Julian Wilson.
Mr. Malesbridge still towards the inside with Castle Arch over that one. The two leaders over. Daviett's over in third. Cabot's quite close behind them towards the inside. On the wide outside is Royal Cacador as they come down towards the one before Beechers. Still Mr. Malesbridge from Castle Arch. Just behind them on the inside is Blackwater Bridge. The leaders all over that. In fact, all of them all over that. Brown Barman jumps it last as they run down to Beechers. Mr. Malesbridge from Castle Arch, Davitt on the outside, then Cabot and Blackwater Bridge, then Tough Nut Prince, then Captain Parkhill and Royal Cacador. and close behind those comes the original favourite Hot Tomato as they jump beaches. And the leaders all over. A bad mistake by Davitt, an amazing recovery by Davitt's rider, but they're all over beaches and running down to the 11th fence. It'll be the 23rd in the Grand National. Mr. Malsbridge still from Castle Arch in second, then Blackwater Bridge, then Cabo. A mistake there by Hot Tomato. Behind those is Tough Nut Prince and Royal Cacador. Then the bottom weight this way. Behind that is Captain Parkhill, then Cedar's Daughter and Davitt. Then a gap back to Brown Barman. Those are the only ones left as the leaders face up to the canal turn. Mr. Malsbridge over from Blackwater Bridge over second. In third is Castle Arch. A faller there was Tough Nut Prince. Tough Nut Prince down at the canal turn as they race to Valentine's. Now it's Blackwater Bridge who leads from Mr. Malsbridge, then Castle Arch, then Cabo, then Hot Tomato. Behind those is Royal Cacador and this way, then Captain Parkhill and Cedar's Daughter and Davitt as we rejoin John Hanmer.
They've got 5 to jump, and it's Blackwater Bridge and Mr. Malsbridge from Castle Arch who fell. Hot Tomato made a mistake, Captain Parkhill has fallen, and they've got 4 to jump. It's Mr. Malsbridge from Blackwater Bridge, Cabo, Hot Tomato, Royal Cacador, and this way, and they've jumped the last ditch with Mr. Malsbridge just showing in front from Blackwater Bridge and Cabo, then Hot Tomato, Royal Cacador, Cedar's Daughter's refused, Davitt has fallen. And at the third last, and Blackwater Bridge landed just in the lead from Mr. Malsbridge, then Cabo, Royal Cacador, Hot Tomato, and then comes this way, and they're well clear of anything else, and as they go across the Melling Road, it's Mr. Malsbridge from Blackwater Bridge and over to Peter O'Sullivan.
Yes, and these are the only 6 left in it. Mr. Malsbridge from Blackwater Bridge, this way improving into third. Right up with him is Hot Tomato, Cabo on the inside, and then Royal Cacador. These are virtually the only 6 now, with 2 fences left to jump in the Topham Trophy. Mr. Malsbridge in the lead from Blackwater Bridge. Just in behind them come Clive Candy on this way. Clive trying to win his first ever race at Aintree. Just in behind them come Hot Tomato, and then Cabo. Behind Cabo is Royal Cacador. Just these 6 left in it now as they come to the penultimate fence now in the Topham Trophy. Mr. Malsbridge and Blackwater Bridge, there's a little between them. They land in unison. Mr. Malsbridge from Blackwater Bridge, then this way, then comes Hot Tomato, then Cabo, then Royal Cacador. Coming to the final fence now, Mr. Malsbridge being pressed still by Blackwater Bridge, then comes this way, Cabo, behind Cabo, Hot Tomato, and over the last it was Mr. Malsbridge in the lead from Blackwater Bridge, and then comes this way, then Hot Tomato and Cabo, racing towards the elbow now, Mr. Malsbridge from Blackwater Bridge. Hot Tomato is finishing well, then comes Cabo in this way, and Royal Cacador at the elbow. They've got over a furlong to run now in the Topham, and it's still Mr. Malsbridge from Blackwater Bridge this way, coming there on the stand side, but it's Mr. Malsbridge from Blackwater Bridge and this way as they race into the final 100 yards. Mr. Malsbridge from this way, who's moving into second on the near side, Blackwater Bridge on the far side. Mr. Malsbridge is going to win it, and at the line Mr. Malsbridge wins the Topham Trophy. Blackwater Bridge has just hung on to be second from this way. In fourth was Hot Tomato, and behind them Cabo and then Royal Cacador, and then you've got to look a furlong behind to find Brown Barman, the only other finisher, and so the